Welcome to Ladies Talking Love, Season 3, Episode 11, A Formula for Connection. It's Ladies Talking Love, a community of women uncovering more joy and fulfillment in sex as we learn from experts and amazing women like you. Together, let's create a world where women's sexuality is celebrated and understood, beginning with our own. I'm your host, Ariel Finlinson. Let's talk love. Well, hello. Can you believe that Thanksgiving is tomorrow? I can't believe it. I feel like it came so fast this year. But with that in mind and thinking about gratitude, today I just wanted to share a simple but really powerful practice that I came across recently. For a really long time, I've wanted to find a way that I could connect with Kyle. If you're new here, Kyle is my husband, and find a way to connect with him on a daily basis. But I don't know if this is the way it is for you, but by the end of the day, we're usually completely exhausted, and coming up with something to do to connect is daunting and usually just doesn't happen. We kind of fall into bed and, that's it. But this tradition that I found is so simple, and it lays out exactly what to do. It can be done in just a couple minutes, or it can be drawn out and last longer. It's up to you. But before jumping in, I have to tell you about something that I'm stoked about. So maybe you've heard I'm in the process of creating my first online course, and it's coming together so well. I'm so excited, and I know that it's going to be a great resource for you to really dive into some of the topics that we cover on the podcast, but in a way that is broken down and that you can really start to implement these things into your life and work on some of the things that you struggle with around sexuality. But before the course goes live to the public, I'm going to give everybody on my email list the first chance to grab a huge discount on the course. Like, it's going to be cheaper than I will probably ever sell it again. So if you're not on my email list, there are a couple of ways that you can join it. I've posted several links in the show notes, and if you click on those links, it'll take you to a page where you can subscribe for a freebie. And when you do that, you'll automatically be put on my email list, and you'll get that freebie right to your inbox. Or the second option, you can hop onto Instagram and DM me the word blueprint, BLUEPRINT, and a message will walk you through how to sign up for one of those freebies to get on my email list. The number of courses that I'll be selling at this price is limited. It's going to be first come, first serve, so you don't want to miss the chance to be the first to jump on it. You can expect to receive the email with this killer deal to go out during the first several days of December. And the few spots that are open, they're going to go fast. So make sure you get on the email list so you don't miss it. But without further ado, let's talk love. I was excited to come across this daily practice the other day. It was actually on Instagram. And since then, I have looked to see if I can find the source of this practice. I haven't been successful at finding who started it or whatever. So if you find it, send it to me. I'd be curious to know. But I think it's so powerful, especially as we're getting into the holidays, which can be such a beautiful time of year of connection and love. But also sometimes it can be so overwhelming that the purpose to me of making it a time of connection actually kind of gets missed because we're so busy doing these other things. And so I hope that this 4-step formula will just be really helpful for you to kind of dive in every day and connect in a really simple, easy way. So it's an acronym. It's called TEAM, TEAM. And the first one, T, stands for touch. And so this can be holding hands, snuggling, giving each other a hug, kissing, whatever type of touch is going to fill you up and be what you need at that moment. And for me, Kyle and I have actually liked doing this at night, right before we go to bed. We can just kind of snuggle in bed and talk about these things as we're touching, as we're snuggling. So the second one is education. Share something that you learned that day. I think it's so important as a couple to be learning together. And bringing in new things that you're learning or excited about can bring a spark into your relationship. Now, some days this has been really simple. Like, I learned that our milk went bad in the fridge. But if there's something that you're learning or discovering, something that you learned about one of your kids or a family member or an article you read online, it can be so broad. I know for a long time in my motherhood, I felt like I wasn't really learning new things. And so it might have been some of those simple things I mentioned, right? The milk is expired and it has gone bad. But I hope that as you're doing this exercise, this practice, that also you'll maybe start to recognize some of the things that you are learning. A news article that came up, or maybe you're learning a new instrument and you figured something out. Maybe you're reading a book or listening to a podcast and you learned this new thing from the person. It can be so broad, but I think it brings in such a spark and newness into your relationship that you can be learning new things about each other and new things about what you're learning and new things about your perspectives on these things that you're sharing. So I think that can be a really powerful step. And some nights it might be really short, and other nights it might spark a great conversation when you have more time to discuss. The third letter, A, stands for appreciation. I think this ties in so well around Thanksgiving, but also all year round. I know for me, I often take Kyle for granted, and sometimes I resent the things he's not doing more than the things that he is doing. And I think this is a really great chance to look back on your day and thank your partner for something that they did. And really make it authentic. We don't want to be saying the same thing over and over every day, but think about things that they did that day that you appreciate and share it with them. And then the fourth one, M, stands for metrics. And I'm not sure if I really like the word metrics for it. Maybe I'll come up with another one someday. But this basically means this is a time that you can talk about something that you want to improve in your relationship or something that you notice that day that you're feeling unsettled about or resentful or frustrated. And hopefully by this time in the evening as well, after you've gone through these other things and maybe had a little bit of time to cool off, this can be a great time to bring it up and talk about it. And I know this is really helpful for me because sometimes if I don't have a space that is designated to talk about those hard things, it can be really difficult to bring those hard topics up or the topics that I'm feeling frustrated about. And so having a space every day to just connect briefly, check in, see if there's something that you need help with or need to be supported better in, or something that has been really hard for you that your partner is doing or not doing. This is a great time for you both to share and listen. And maybe if it's late at night, it's like, hey, this is what happened. I know we don't have time to talk about it right now. When can we talk about it tomorrow? Or if you have more time to kind of talk about it and make a plan. So it can be really short or longer. And that's why I think this is so powerful. I love that this is such a simple way to connect daily. It gives you exactly what to do. Because like I said in the intro, it can be so hard to come up with my own ideas of how to connect. I desire that. I want to connect daily with Kyle, but it doesn't always happen, especially because I'm just tired and I don't know how. And so I love that it's so straightforward, easy to remember, and you can do it in a couple minutes. Or if you have more time or want to take more time, you can connect for even longer. Because I need that daily check-in, especially with little kids. It can be hard to make time daily to connect. And a little bit over time is going to add up and can turn into something really beautiful for your relationship. That's it for today. I hope you're able to take this practice and try it out. See what you think. I would love to have you write me about it. Tell me how it's going. We've really enjoyed doing it the last little bit in our marriage, and I hope that you find the same. And if you haven't yet, make sure and click on one of those links in the show notes to sign up for the email list through getting one of my freebies, or to DM me Blueprint, BLUEPRINT on Instagram to get on my email list, because that email of the huge discount for my course is going out next week. And the people on my email list are getting the first shot at it. So if those spots fill up, no one else is going to even get to hear about it outside of the email list. So don't miss it. I'm so excited to keep learning with you and creating this course. It's been really fun and exhausting and overwhelming and all of the things, but also so fulfilling because I know it's going to be helpful for you, as these things have been helpful for me in my journey. So whether or not you're celebrating Thanksgiving, I hope you have a fantastic weekend, some good food, and also some intentional time that you can take to connect with your partner. As always, thanks for talking love. Thank you to all of you who listen and join me on this journey, and to our Ladies Talking Love team who make the podcast possible. Thanks to our sound wizard, Kimberly Demers, and our miscellaneous task was Jana Norman. As always, thanks for talking love.